Talking SJSU football ain't easy. It's an art form that requires your nose to be nailed to the grindstone. That's why I, Matt Weiner, am here to present to you my Get Smart column. So, when you go to your tailgates and watch parties tomorrow, you'll be filled and armed with tidbits that are bound to make you sound smart, sophisticated, and interesting. If you bring up any of these three topics that lie before you and no one's intrigued, well, time to find some new company to keep. Topic 1, the mathematical red panda. So I'm kicking this off by being a literary jugs machine, but instead of footballs thrown your way, it's a bevy of stats preparing you for San Jose State as they take on Wyoming in their first conference game tomorrow. Please, and I cannot stress this enough, please approach this with caution. Reciting stats is a high-risk, high-reward play. It's like the Red Panda halftime show. If done fluidly and correctly, you'll feel like the belle of the ball. But if you misquote this silverware set of facts, you'll fall off your 15-foot-high unicycle and end up with a shattered ego, coccyx, and set of fine china. Here we go. First stat. SJSU head coach Brent Brennan is 1-3 in his first conference game of the year. 2020 COVID year, not included here, obviously, and has been outscored 159-92. SJSU, however, is 4-1 all-time against Wyoming. Here are what some of those games look like. 2013, beat Wyoming 51-54. 2014, they won 27-20. 2017, to make it 3 in a row, beat Wyoming 20-17. 2018, however, lost 24-9. Then last year, won 27-21. Here are some of the career stats against Wyoming for the following players. QB, Chevin Cordero, 49 of 86 passing, 581 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and on the ground, he's rushed for 110 yards with 1 rushing touchdown. Here is how our receiving core looks like. Wide receiver Elijah Cooks, 5 catches for 55 yards. Wide receiver Justin Lockhart, 4 catches for 26 yards. Wide receiver Charles Ross, 2 catches for 57 yards and 1 touchdown. Starting running back Kyrie Robinson, 5 rushes for 51 yards. Lastly, this is from Brian Fisher on Twitter, and you can find his handle at Brian D. Fisher. Only 2 teams in FBS without a turnover at the moment, USC and San Jose State. Part 2, down goes Air Force. Until Friday, September 23rd, Air Force looked like they were going to be the shiny golden star of the Mountain West. Preseason contenders like SDSU, Boise State, and Utah State were floundering, and the Falcons used their triple option offense to bully their way through competition. In their first 2 games prior to Wyoming, they scored 89 total points on 1,017 rushing yards. Woof. The unforgiving attack wasn't completely shut down by Wyoming, but it was held in check to the tune of 171 rushing yards, and Wyoming outrushed them. Might be the only time a team outrushes Air Force this year. Down 14-17, number 19 Air Force had 6 minutes left in the game to retake the lead against Wyoming. It was plenty of time for running backs Brad Roberts or John Lee Eldridge III to mow through the Cowboys defense, just like they'd done all year and just like they will probably continue doing all year. But Wyoming prevailed to force a 3-and-out, and running back Titus Swen had a huge 17-yard run on 3rd and 13 to seal the upset at home. However, cracks in the armor have been revealed by Wyoming. They opened up 2022 with a 38-6 thumping via Illinois. They needed a doink off the upright to escape Tulsa in a 40-37 double overtime win, and they lost to BYU last week 38-24. This is what makes the Mountain West a roller coaster ride, with one whirling dervish of a statistical anomaly after the next. The Cowboys' best defensive performance of 2022 came against an offense that's on track to smash any and every Mountain West rushing record, which is extremely dangerous. As a fan, you can't lick your chops and drool over the idea of Cordero, Cooks, Lockhart, and Ross shredding their defense for 400-plus yards and 35 points. Yes, they have allowed 37 points on 3 occasions this year, but that strong, merciless front that gave Air Force fits all night is always lurking. Part 3, Bedlam and Laramie. Piggybacking off that previous section, playing in Laramie gave Wyoming the boost they needed to upset Air Force. Wyoming's fan base is top 2 in the Mountain West, and in my opinion, they ain't number 2. Sorry, I'm a sucker for brown mustard overalls and cowboy hats. Some of their passion comes with playing in Laramie, Wyoming. I mean, what else is there to do on a Friday or a Saturday night? Anywho, as it relates to the Spartans, this will be a phenomenal "are they for real" game, following the Spartans' 34-6 rout over Western Michigan. Last Saturday felt like a once-in-a-lifetime night for SJSU football. There was a thick flow of energy in the air that felt so real, one could grab it like an apple and take a chomp out of it. The freshly debuted 408 jerseys provided a juice that sparked a relentless, fast, and focused brand of football that was seen on both ends of the ball. Defensively, the Spartans pitched a shutout, allowing a season-low 201 total yards and forced 3 crucial fourth down stops. Cornerback Kenyon Reed's first quarter stop on fourth down at the Spartans' 8-yard line told the Broncos for the entire game, "You're going to be flattened under our iron fist all night long." Well, something along those lines. On the other side of the ball, running back Kyrie Robinson went for a career-high 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was the first time in 2022 that the Spartans made their presence really felt in the trenches, which afforded Cordero the opportunity to spread the ball out amongst his stout wide receiving core. He ended with 250 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and his 3rd straight game without a turnover. The biggest play of the night was an 82-yard connection from him to Lockhart, which might go as the longest play all season long. What the Spartans did was incredible, make no doubt about it. But doing it on the road against a staunch Wyoming squad in the eye of pure bedlam, surrounded by Doug Dimmadome-esque cowboy hats, will be a whole nother test. Thank you for making it to the end of Get Smart, preview for San Jose State football as they take on Wyoming. Consider yourself armed and ready to go for any watch party and tailgate you attend. If you're interested in more content, keep up with The Spear on Twitter at TheSpearSJSU, and check out some of the articles on our website at thespearsjsu.com.